Hello, everybody. What's up? Today's review is on the Thundermans' return. So, the plot of this movie is years after the events of the finale of the show. As you probably know, at the end of the show, the Z Force was renamed to the T Force, and the Thundermans were the face of the team. And they go out in the city to stop a meteor, but it goes all bonkers. Everyone goes all over the place. But then there's a new team of superheroes who are out and saving the meteor before they do, and so then all the Thundermans are then booted out because they failed their mission, so they have to go back to Hiddenville and live their lives again. But then they start to notice that this new team of superheroes has a pretty dark secret. Oh, why am I bothered keeping it a secret? It's not like you care about Thunderman spoilers. They're a team of villains who pretend to be good. Um, so so all the Thundermans think about if they want to become superheroes again and if they want to go back to Hiddenville and hopefully save the world. Okay. I guess before I should give my thoughts on this week, I should probably say what I think of the show. It's good. Like, I actually watched the show earlier this year. This isn't like Zoe 102 where the movie was coincidentally announced when I started the show. No, I actually started the show because this movie was coming out. I'm thinking, well, I usually review every Nickelodeon movie, so I'm gonna have to review this. And I like the show actually. I know it did come out around a darker period of Nickelodeon because it came out in the early 2010s where not a lot of their shows were super good. But the Thundermans, I think, is a bright spot. Like, I think it's a good love letter to like cheesy Silver Age superhero stories. It's kind of like The Incredibles, but if it was, more comedic, if that makes any sense. And like, it's a silly show, but it's pretty much what you expect. It's a Nickelodeon sitcom about a family of superheroes. Of course, it's going to be a little silly. And I like how, even though lots of the plots are very mundane sitcom-ish, they do use it to their advantage. Like, they have a lot of fantastical stories, which, so it's not like the superhero aspect's pointless. And now we have this movie, and okay, I guess I should say I generally liked it, but this is less of a movie and more like a desperate pilot for a revival because this barely feels like a movie. Like, I think the big problem I have with this movie has a laugh track. You heard right. This movie has a laugh track. Okay, I'm not one of those people who complain about sitcoms having laugh tracks because lots of people say it's annoying and I get it, but I can tolerate it because like it's only like a 22-minute episode. This is like a 70-minute movie. I know, yeah, it's barely a feature film. And that's the biggest problem with it. It tries to be a big movie to be, a reunion love letter to the series, but it just feels like a desperate attempt to try and revive the show. Because when it's a big movie, having a laugh track just takes you out of it. I mean, oh, okay, I mean, I know it's the Thundermans. I mean, I'm not expecting it to look real, and I'm not expecting like Avatar or, like Lord of the Rings level quality, but like, it doesn't feel like a movie. But that aside, is the movie good? Yes. I mean, as someone who likes the show, I could say I did enjoy it. It didn't feel like, a fan a bunch of fan service for the sake of it. Like, there wasn't like whole lot of callbacks to like the show. Like Zoe 100, it's kind of like Zoe 102 where you can watch it without really knowing the show, although I do think Zoe 102 is better. I mean, yeah, that movie was pretty formulaic. Like, it was just a basic rom-com with Zoe 101 characters, but the thing with that, at least that felt like a movie and not a pilot for a show, because like, I understand why this movie wasn't in theaters, because that, I guess that explains why Nickelodeon's making movies for Paramount Plus now on streaming instead of theatrical. I mean, mind you, they haven't released a live action movie in theaters since Playing with Fire, so maybe that's part of the thing. But it really doesn't feel like a movie. I mean, but I mean, the acting, it's fun. Like, it's very much what you expect from, a Nickelodeon sitcom. It's not great, but you can tell the cast is having fun. And, you don't really watch Nickelodeon sitcoms for the acting. You just want to see, kids acting goofy, and that's what you get. And I think, despite that's been quite some time since the show aired, I think they all fit in their roles great like a glove. Like, they all feel like they're still having fun. I don't. Just the thought of the Thundermans being deep nostalgic makes me feel so old because it still feels like a new show to me. The effects, they're terrible. I'm not gonna sugarcoat. Like, just like the show, it's like Spy Kids level effects. Like, the effects are like really bad and cheap looking. I mean, you can tell there's a lot of energy and passion put into it because I mean, this movie probably had a really low budget. I mean, no, probably this movie for sure had a really low budget, but it's fun. It was good to see the cast back. It was good to see, a big Thundermans-esque story, even though it just felt like a long episode. But you can tell like there was a lot of energy and fun and passion put into this. Like, it's basically just like what the show was. It was like a good callback to like campy Silver Age superhero stuff, and it's fun. Like, it's really, there's not much you could say. I mean, for a reunion film, I guess it is kind of underwhelming. It's pretty short and it doesn't feel like a big grand film, but it's fine for what it is. I mean, kids would enjoy it, and that's really it. Like, it's pretty much you get some good, you know, comedic superhero action with a lot of it. Like, it's obviously not meant to be taken seriously, but it's a fun film if you like the Thundermans. And I do like the show, although this movie really kind of just felt underwhelming for what was deemed a movie. I mean, it's not like, they were hyping it up and nothing happens. So at least it had a plot, so I give it that. So I really got nothing to say about this movie. It's fine if you're a Thundermans fan, but like if you've never seen the show, you're probably not going to care about this movie. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend this movie unless you've actually watched the show or you actually want a big grand movie. But for what it is, if you just want, some campy Nickelodeon style fun, it's good for what it is. Like, I would have called this movie like good, but like the laugh track especially, like I said, it really takes you out of it. Like, if you can stand a laugh track for an hour and 10 minutes, you can sit through this movie fine. But like I said, it really takes you out of it. Like, a movie shouldn't have a laugh track. So I probably would have called this movie almost good, but it's because the laugh track is really the biggest problem with it. If this movie came out during my Nickelodeon movies ranking video, I would have ranked this pretty low on the list. I mean, yeah, I enjoyed stuff like, Dora and the Lost City of Gold and Paws of Fury more than this movie. Like, really think about that. Dora at least felt like a movie, and Paws of Fury did have, some funny moments, and it was at least looked well made and like a movie. It was just a fun, extended Thundermans episode. It's barely a movie, but it is what it is. I guess that's what you can say. So, if you like the Thunderman show and you want to see them back again, you could do worse. I think it's good as is. If you haven't seen the show, this movie's probably not going to appeal to you. But I do enjoy the show for like the fun, campy stuff it is. So I felt the effort, but it really didn't feel like a movie. And I don't know, maybe the production was just rushed, but maybe if it felt, more so like a movie and less like, a long TV show episode, maybe if more time was put into it, it would have been better. But as it is, it's fine for what it is. So yeah, I guess if you have Paramount Plus, I mean, if you're a Thundermans fan, just check it out. I guess a one-time watch isn't gonna hurt. So yeah, so that's my review of the Thundermans Return, a movie that you probably wouldn't have expected me to review, but then again, I usually review every Nickelodeon movie that comes out, so maybe it's not a surprise. So take care, everybody, and I'll see you later.